Estate debts. This is important to understand. When someone dies, we don't just get all their assets together and start handing them out, okay? And this is actually one of the great things about probate. In probate, there's a creditor process. So once the PR gets appointed, they actually go and they put a little notice in the newspaper. And we do that for a few weeks, okay? And that notice says, hey, creditors, we're administering the estate of John T. Smith. If you have claims, give them to these people, and they've got 4 months to submit bills. That's it, 4 months. If they miss that window, the estate doesn't have to worry about those bills unless they're tax bills, because the IRS in the state of Colorado will always come after you for taxes. It doesn't matter timing, and they can do that. But everybody else, medical bills, loans, mortgages, all those kinds of things, they have to come and, or if you know about it, you have to pay them. But there's a 4-month window. Nobody can come back 10 months down the road and say, wait, they owed me money. Sorry, I didn't know that they owed you money, and you didn't come in during the 4-month creditor period. You're out of luck, okay? So that's actually a really nice benefit for the family to know, okay, we've identified all the debts, and they've had their 4 months to come in, and this is what we have to pay. And you know that nobody can come back down the road and say, wait, they owed me 20 grand, okay? So the personal representative is placed in charge of the estate. They've got to pay off the outstanding debts that they know about. They might have to liquidate property to pay that. Legal fees do get paid first if there's a lawyer involved. Sorry, but we need these things taken care of, okay? So we want to get this stuff moving. You don't want this stuff to just sit in a person's name who's no longer alive for years on end. So lawyers get paid first. Funeral expenses and administrative costs are taken out of the estate next. Final medical bills are paid, taxes. One note, a lot of people worry about estate taxes or death taxes. Unless you have multi-million dollars, you do not need to worry about estate taxes. Up until last year, a single person needed to have an estate worth more than $4.45 million. And I believe that our recent tax bill just doubled that. So unless you have more than $11 million, you don't need to worry about estate taxes, okay? And if you're married, it's like $22 million now. I don't know about you guys, I'm not worried about estate taxes. Okay, so next are secured debt. So secured debt, typically your mortgage is secured against your house. If the mortgage doesn't get paid, they foreclose. Same with your car. If you've got a loan for your car, if you don't pay your loan, they take your car, they repossess it. So the secured debts get paid next. If you don't have enough money to pay those, then you typically have to sell the property to pay them off, that sort of thing, or give the property back. And then finally, unsecured debts get paid, just general debts, medical bills, utility bills, credit cards, and some different things. And then if there's stuff left after all those bills get paid, that's when we start making distributions to whoever gets it, okay? So that's important to understand. A lot of people are like, oh, grandma died, do I get anything? I have no idea. First, we got to see what grandma owed and how much grandma had, and we got to pay those bills. Then if there's anything left, we'll talk, okay? So again, the probate process can bar most creditors from making a claim against the deceased person's estate if the claim is not submitted on time.